A Stokes interview is basically you go in for a marriage-based interview if they have some kind, and you go with your spouse, right? If you're doing a marriage-based green card, you go with your spouse, and this is only for people that are already in the United States. People that are outside the United States have a totally different, have a different process, okay? But essentially, if you're doing a marriage-based green card, here in the US, you'll be called in for an interview. And remember, earlier I told you we try to paper our applications really heavily in the beginning. So we have had cases where we have not had an interview for marriage-based green card, right? This is very unusual. I've only seen it this year for the first time, but some of our clients were issued a marriage-based green card without an interview, which is very, very unusual, okay? But most people are gonna get an interview. They have a marriage-based interview. So usually you go in, and you go with your spouse and you get asked some questions. So if there's some kind of discrepancy in this, you'll be called in again for a second interview. So maybe you or your spouse had different answers. Maybe there were questions about your responses. Maybe they were incorrect. For example, if one person was asked, you know, what is your wife's dad's name, right? And your husband didn't know, right? It raised some questions. It raised some questions as to, you had some different answers. So they want to call you back, and what they're trying to do is see if you're really married, if you're actually really married. So if you are really married, for the most part, most people don't have issues on this. They don't have, you know the things that they're going to ask you. You just tend to know the things that they're going to ask you, okay? Because you're married, because you live with this person. So you're going to know usually what the father's name is. You're going to know the siblings' names. You're going to know what you did last Valentine's Day. You just have these responses because you live with this person, right? So don't worry, Angel. So my answer to that is don't worry. If you have a legitimate marriage, you'll be okay. So the Stokes interview is a second interview, and they separate you. So they separate the spouses, and they question you one at a time. And they usually ask the same questions to both people, and they see what the answer is. So, you know, most of the time you can't really prepare for it, but if you want to Google some questions, you may as well Google some questions and see what might come up. But most of the answers you're already going to know, right? You're most likely going to know. So really the important thing is people get nervous. It's stay calm, okay? I know that's easier said than done. But my biggest advice is be confident. You know, if you're actually married not for immigration purpose, if this is your life partner, you're going to be okay. All right. If we can help you, call us. We are again at 703-348-1663.